performance. It's the Broncos and the Panthers, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Brandon Gaudin with my good friend Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at the Panthers in this matchup, and they know that they are in for a fight here.
And anytime you're dealing with the #1 defense in the league, all through your preparation, you know that yards are going to be tough to come by. But working in their favor, they can run the football, one of the top 5 teams in the league in that category. So I expect this one to be a tight, hard-hitting affair, and both teams playing to their strengths.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle. Wilson going to come out throwing. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mack. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And Charles, we've seen some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it they're picking up the first down. Now Wilson. And his throw here is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Room here to run. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Here's Wilson. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Oh, how about this on first and goal? And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Kendall Hinton, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are on the board first here this afternoon. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25. We see Carolina's offense getting set for their first possession here. And at quarterback, his second season with the Panthers, Sam Darnold. Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here at their own 24. And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. A check on the numbers last week for Hubbard. 22 carries, 88 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. To throw is Darnold. And this is incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The ball comes out.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
On 2nd and 12, Darnold. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a deep ball there on second down, but will wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Wilson now to throw on third down. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2nd quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll give this to Hubbard running right. They find some open field here, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. There's Wilson to throw. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Still going inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Roses now to add the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Well, the final weekend of November is upon us. Boy, can you believe December right around the corner? It always seems to get here quickly. But coming up tonight, we wrap up the holiday weekend with the Packers and Eagles from Philly at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow night, we wrap up Cyber Monday with the Steelers and Colts from Indianapolis.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Darnold. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. The offense on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Darnold now to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he is going to have the Panthers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Now on 2nd and 13, Darnold. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Stuck for a loss by the linebacker, Josie Jewell.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Right back to Hubbard.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 30. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. The Panthers had 5 and 6 to start play. If they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W, they have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And he will take it across for Panthers touchdown.
Chuba Hubbard.
His 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From midfield now, here's Wilson.
He'll find his man. That's Freddie Swain.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Throwing right, and that's complete.
And they are into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. To throw again is Wilson. Touchdown, Broncos. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes.
And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, and it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. A touchdown pass for Trevor Lawrence. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Kareem Hunt take it over. 2 touchdowns thus far. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Broncos in that first half. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Each team making their final preparations for this second half. We're about ready, too, as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't give points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. This will be caught downfield by Marshall. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. A play fake, and it's Darnold. And his throw is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. 78 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Darnold from the gun. For Marshall, that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Darnold. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Terrace Marshall, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are back within a score.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
They're going to try and run. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Here's Mack to get it again on second down. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Wilson. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's Smith to return it. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Play action. It's Darnold. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Darnold. Wide open, it's Marshall complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? Try to go with the quicker guy and sometimes even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 119 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot. Picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Straight ahead with Hubbard. Three quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Hubbard. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's complete, right around the 8. And the Panthers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now Darnold going to take it and just bat this one forward to his wideout. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Touchdown, Panthers! Chuba Hubbard. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Panthers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. But they need their best drive of the game right here. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Throwing again here, Wilson.
Finds Dulcich out left side. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll go jet sweep here with Sutton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, an 18-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th-quarter lead.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And a nice play on the end of it, an 18-yard touchdown run. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
From the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at it.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Darnold.
That's caught. It's Shi Smith.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 1st down, it's Darnold.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
On the give, this is Hubbard. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
To throw is Darnold.
Quick slant here to Smith.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain there of 21 yards. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a run with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Darnold checks this down to Hubbard. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. They'll run with Hubbard. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Hey, Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Here's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Fielded right around the 8. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Darnold, his first throw in overtime. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Panther first down. On the ground, it's Hubbard. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
So a huge gain on the ground here puts him into a wonderful spot. And remember, of course, a touchdown wins it.
And we're in overtime, right? So you have to think defense has been out there for 4 quarters. Might be a little bit tired. The attrition of the game may have led to that long run.
Off of play action, Darnold. He'll buy some time right. And this one is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold. He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
This is up and good from Pinheiro, and they have regained the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock in overtime in a 3-point ball game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson. Able to find Judy, and he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From just shy of midfield, Wilson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. Here's Wilson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Momentary speed right there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield. And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now Wilson unhappy with something he saw there as he's going to burn a timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. To
throw again is Wilson. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. An absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime.
A great game, partner. Spectacular finish. They needed at least a field goal to keep the game alive. They do one better. They get it in the end zone and end it.
And I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. That type of a